facing one of the heavyweights tonight.
National Basketball Association and the LA Clippers are committed to a safe and enjoyable sports experience. We therefore ask you to refrain from any disruptive behavior, such as fighting, throwing objects, attempting to enter or boarding or play, or using improper language or gestures. Spectators engaging in such behavior are subject to ejection and possible arrest. Please report any violations to these rules to the nearest usher, security, or arena staff member. Folks, don't forget the upcoming water bottle promotion. All fans will receive their very own Clippers logo water bottle. We want your time at the arena to be enjoyable and incident-free. If you are having an issue at any time that needs to be addressed, please text the word Clippers along with your issue and seat location to 55555. A member of our guest relations will respond and...
Welcome, everyone. It's time for NBA action, coming to you live. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Win those close road games. MP's been quite vocal, in fact, about rising up in the face of big obstacles this season.
They've collectively taken MP's words to heart. You can see the purpose they're playing with, and you need that to succeed in a hostile environment. Otherwise, you start to show cracks, and in enemy territory, it's much more easily to exploit.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. The post pair, the longtime duo of Antetokounmpo and Lopez. Damian Lillard out there with the doctor, and it's Kuzma in at the 3. And for the inside scoop on MP, and I mean inside, let's send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey guys, these games have been a point of emphasis for MP and his team this season. When I asked him about playing on the road, MP told me it's all about toughness and grit. We're going to play hard no matter where we are. Kevin?
And they are a gritty bunch. David, thank you. You know, Doris, when you compare the NBA to other major sports, it seems coaches just don't get as much credit for their strategy and their scheming and game plans.
Hey, Kevin, I think it's a misconception not only about the coaches, but about the NBA specifically, that it's not as complex as other sports. There's so much depth to this game. It is in a constant state of evolution. Once you think you've got the NBA down, I'm promising you it's going to evolve to another direction. This misconception is flat wrong.
Here's Bogdanovich after the made shot from the doctor. Shot clock at 5. Zubats with the screen for Powell. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And he's able to get it back. Here's the doctor. It's hauled in by Paul George. Clippers have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Recently, Doris, the Clippers have had their most successful stretch in franchise history.
Well, think about it, Kevin. They've only missed the playoffs twice, going all the way back to 2012. They made their first conference finals in team history back in 2021. Not bad for a franchise that had one of the worst win-loss records in league history.
Harden outside. Pass to George. Powell kicks to George. Over Giannis. They get it back. George finds Bogdanovich. George sets a screen for Bogdanovich. From past the arc, gets the three-pointer to fall.
And this is why Bogdanovich has a permanent green light from the arc. Frankly, the team expects this from him.
Amir.
All right, MP, get back in there.
Los Angeles leading by 9. Harden out there with Gordon. Then there's Batum. Then there's Drew Eubanks. And it's Coffey in at the small forward. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. So it's the Bucks now. James Harden missing on the 3. Pass to the doctor. The 3. It's hauled in by Coffey. The Clippers shooting 53% from the floor. They're locked in. Kicks it out to Gordon. Coffey passes to Gordon. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake. Gordon's got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers. The Bucks shooting 31%, not looking sharp offensively to say the least. The doctor passes to Portis. Outside, Green. Looking to get it going. Trying to get open is Lopez.
James Harden, when he's locked in and focused, can be an excellent defensive player. Oh, Weiss on the pipes on that one.
And it's off from three-point range. Bucks trail by 11. Talk about confidence. Greg, what do you think about Harden's quote from a couple years ago when he said, "I'm not a system player, I am the system"?
Kevin, I laughed when I heard it because most guys couldn't say that. But Harden absolutely can. He's an elite scorer turned elite passer. Your offense has to orbit around him when he's on the floor.
And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, the doctor in the last game against the Heat did more than get the job done. He scored 32 points, and the way he shot the ball from deep was incredible, making a number of 3 balls. A surprise attack from a guy who's typically viewed as a role player. We'll see if he can continue to play a larger role in tonight's game.
Thanks, David. He took command, and Greg really led the fight for his team.
You like someone who's willing to take control, but then again, tonight could turn out to be a different story.
I think he's got to find the appropriate balance between not forcing it and not settling.
And so it's Milwaukee now. James Harden getting it to go from deep. The doctor can't get it to go.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Shot by Gordon, wide open. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Gordon's got 6 points.
And so many of Gordon's shots come from three-point range because he drains so many of them. When you've had his kind of success from beyond the arc, you're always going to have the green light.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Zubac is checked in for Eubanks. Paul George comes in for Nicholas Batum. Norman Powell's checked in for Amir Coffey. And it's Bogdanovich in for Gordon. Now, here's Zubac. Back to Bogdanovich. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the miss.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
And so the ball is out of bounds. Bogdanovich touched it last. Gordon checked in for James Harden. Trent's checked in for the Bucks. Kevin Porter. The Los Angeles Clippers out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. Right back after this break.
Please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot.
They couldn't shut down the lane. Only thing that would stuff that is prime check. Maybe 2 of me.
Now that is a... And now on to the injury rundown. This team trying to fight through some... Thanks for joining us.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. We're seeing a tremendous game from Eric Gordon.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end, and boy, this young guy has done just that.
Setting the floor for the Bucks. The post pair, the longtime duo of Antetokounmpo and Lopez. Doctor out there with Damian Lillard. And it's Kuzma in at the 3. Now here's Harden. He has 5. Snatched away. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession.
Bucks ball.
Bucks trail by 14. Here's the doctor, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Now, Greg, it took 40 years, but the Bucks finally won their second NBA title back in 2021.
Yeah, and Kareem leading that 71 squad. Giannis was the man in 2021, averaging 35 and 13 during the finals, closing out the Suns with that 50-piece in Game 6.
The shot by George, no good. The Bucks shooting only 32% from the field. Plenty of signs of struggle by this offense today.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Now, here's George. 9 points in the game so far. Puts up a 3. Misses the target. That drops him to 40% now. 4 of 10.
Well, an 0-for-3 start to the half. You need to pick it up and start to put some pressure on your opponent.
Right now, I'd send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Clippers are intent on winning big. Coach Tyronn Lue said half of it is great talent, and I think half of it is execution. When you get to the playoffs, it's a whole different animal. We got to be 100% execution with our talent. That makes for a dangerous team. Kevin?
Very dangerous. All right, David. Clippers leading by 12. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Bogdanovich wide open. Offline with his 3.
Only 20% shooting in this quarter. They need to settle down and relax a little bit here.
Count it.
Yeah, Kyle Kuzma, we think of him as a scorer, but that was a tough target to miss. Wide open.
Here's Harden. After the made shot from the doctor. George passes to Bogdanovich. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. George has got 3 assists now in this one. And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Los Angeles making a switch here. Coffey's checked in. Milwaukee also making some changes. Portis, he's checked in for Antetokounmpo. Green comes in for Kyle Kuzma. And it's Jackson in for Lillard. And joining us now by phone is insider Shams Charania with some news. Shams, give it to us.
Well, guys, teams are all grappling with this new CBA, especially the dreaded second apron. Fans possibly unclear on what it means. Honestly, even front offices are still navigating the complexities of the new restrictions. But basically, it has become harder for teams to spend big and acquire new players under the current systems. We'll see, guys, how this impacts everyone moving forward.
Something to keep an eye on, no doubt. All right, Shams, thanks a lot. The Bucks have gone 2 of 4 at the free throw line.
Not really where you'd like to be as a team in terms of free throw shooting, just about 73%. Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Trent's checked in for Milwaukee.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
And talk about victors and guys who play to their strength. What about Zubac? He does a great job.
He does, Kevin. A 7-footer who wants to play like a 7-footer. He's an outstanding rebounder. He doesn't need the ball offensively. You know he's going to show up and give you great effort every night.
Here's Bogdanovich after the made shot from the doctor. Here's Coffey. A 3-pointer, no good. Bucks trail by 13. Here's the doctor. Yes, that goes in. The doctor's got 12 points in just the second half.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Back to Harden. And Harden with the stuff.
Well, at this point, James Harden has put his imprint all over this basketball game, and the defense better find a way to figure him out soon.
Here's the doctor. 22 points for him. Takes the 3. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. And Bogdanovich kicks to Harden. Connects from three-point range. Harden's got 11 points in the quarter.
Well, that's his second three of the game. One in the first half, one here.
Here's the doctor. Softly drops in the floater.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. George looking around. Six to shoot. Puts one up from 19. The shot comes out. James Harden getting it done for Los Angeles. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. And we'll be back with you shortly. And let's take a listen now to Coach.
You got to make the right play like you've been doing all night, all right? If they're going to try to help and tag, you got to make the right play, finish, or make the right pass, all right?
Well, you know what, Greg? Substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Eubanks. George comes in for Nicholas Batum. Norman Powell's checked in for Amir Coffey. And it's Bogdanovich in for Eric Gordon. Milwaukee also making some changes. Brook Lopez is checked in for Portis. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Taurean Prince. And the Doctors sub in for Kevin Porter. George and Zubac inside at the 4 and the 5. Harden out there with Bogdanovich. And it's Powell in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
Yeah, and a great look. Lillard always looking for teammates. Doesn't have tunnel vision.
Now Harden. Zubac a screen on Lillard. Harden bounce pass. Kicks it out to Bogdanovich. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. Here's Antetokounmpo. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. It's tipped. And here's Harden. Pass to Zubac. And George kicks to Harden. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Here's Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac. And that's a double-double for him now. 10 points and 12 rebounds.
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreaker.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
They can take their time on this possession.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. Just give themselves a little bit of a break.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Clippers.
What an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Definitely had a huge edge, and this is their DNA. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are the kinds of games they can have.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for James Harden.
I think it would be impossible to overstate the influence he had on this basketball game. He was the centerpiece of what they did on the offensive end and the anchor of their defense. That's as complete a performance as we've seen.
So the Clippers winning this one easily. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step to becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.
sorry, man. Tough game tonight.
Just let it go. Focus on the next game.